11, a story you need to see. The controversy over officer-involved shootings. Well, Ron, it usually focuses on whether the use of force was justified.
That's right, but a Georgia father is now on a mission to answer another question that's important for him tonight. Why do some officers try to save suspects they've shot while others simply wait for an ambulance?
Here's Reveal's Chief Investigator Brendan Keefe.
Shut the vehicle off, put your hands outside the window. I'm not going to ask you again. Hands up!
Less than 1 minute is all it took.
Accused of waving a gun at people. Seconds later, he fires it.
As the teen runs away,
Let me see your hands!
the officer fires.
When the gunfire stops, some officers go above and beyond the call,
He's dead, dude. Oh, we still gotta try. Hold on him, hold on him, hold on him.
pulling medic duty right after pulling the trigger.
The video showing as officers start CPR until medics arrive.
I got one.
Including right here in Atlanta, where officers now carry tourniquets to save each other and the suspects they've just shot.
Hey, stay with me, stay with me.
Sometimes it's a life sentence versus a death sentence.
You don't belong here. You shouldn't be here.
Blake Peacock was shot by a sheriff's deputy in Bleckley County, Georgia.
They didn't render any aid whatsoever after they shot him.
Central shots fired. Have EMS rolling.
Sheriff's deputies called for an ambulance within seconds,
Central shots fired. Have EMS rolling.
but then stood over Blake Peacock as he gasped for air, face down.
Like they shot a deer. They don't even turn him over. He's fell on his face. They didn't care at that point.
The second deputy rushed to his patrol car, not to get a trauma kit, but yellow police tape.
You knew EMS was on the way. Why didn't you try to save his life?
When the ambulance finally arrived, Blake still had a slight pulse, but it was too late. So Blake's parents sued the deputies for deliberate indifference.
The judge ruled that they have no obligation to render first aid.
It's the good people behind the badges that are trying to give aid when they can. But if you make that a law that they are required to, then we're going to get into these second guessing situations where the officer tactically wasn't able to, and they could be facing criminal liability. That's not appropriate.
Edwin Peacock.
Ed Peacock is now on a mission, starting with his hometown and the city council in Cochran, Georgia.
Did you have any luck with the city council?
Officers should immediately provide any necessary medical assistance to the subject. And I'm hoping that'll be the ripple in the pond. It'll go across the whole country. Y'all rest in peace.
Well, this is just the beginning because Blake's dad is now taking this issue to the Georgia General Assembly, hoping to legally require officers to provide first aid after a shooting.
One state already does. Washington voters passed a referendum on the issue.